I think the English language is a marvelous thing. As a writer, I'm fascinated by words, finding just the right words and phrases to say exactly what I mean. It's a great challenge. And even though most of us have maybe 5,000 words in our vocabularies, there's obviously still room to learn more. If you want to use the most liberal way of counting, there could be at least 750,000 words in the English language, even more if you include scientific terms. So let me give you a few word secrets. The word snark, for example, as in to criticize or take potshots about someone or something. Blog comments, that's a good example. Its modern usage is derived from the contraction of two words, a snide remark. But that's not its original meaning. The word snark was invented by Lewis Carroll, the guy who gave us Alice in Wonderland. In 1876, he published a poem called The Hunting of the Snark, which is all about looking for some strange creature. Well, there's no such thing as a snark. So the original meaning of the word became the pursuit of an elusive or impossible goal. Here's a word that needs to be used more. Acnestis. That's the spot between your shoulders and your lower back that you cannot reach to scratch. Let me give you another. Instead of saying, I'll meet you in an hour and a half, say, I'll meet you sesquihoral. And one more. You can use this one to be snarky if you like. It's pavanize. That means to behave as a peacock might. So there are some secrets about the English language. Now let us move on to some secrets about rock.
This is The Secret History of Rock with Alan Cross.
Welcome again. I'm Alan Cross, and here we are for another 2 hours that some people may accuse me of practicing mateotechny, which can be defined as the pursuit of a useless skill. And they actually have a point. I mean, doing this job really doesn't result in many portable skills, so I better do my best. On this episode, we'll look at some rock and roll firsts. You may have never asked yourself the question, who did the first album cover artwork, for example? But you will get the answer coming up. We'll return to the music of 1983. I've gone through my music collection and pulled out some of the strangest CDs I've ever found. And we'll go through some assorted useless information that you can pass along to your friends. But since we started talking about words, I thought we'd continue on that theme. Let's begin with this. Why do we call a live show a gig? That's a strange colloquialism for a public performance. Where did that come from? Well, some dictionaries say that the word is derived from the word engagement. It was certainly slang amongst jazz musicians in the 1920s, and we know that for sure because Melody Maker, the music magazine, once carried a headline on September 7th, 1926 that read, "One popular gig band makes use of a nicely printed booklet." Which, sounds plausible. But linguists will say, no. It comes from the early part of the 20th century when musicians used to travel by horse and cart. This cart, a two-wheeled thing drawn by one horse, was called a gig. And when the band reached the next town, they would use the gig as a stage. Therefore, to go to a gig used to mean going out into the street to see a bunch of traveling musicians play from the back of their horse-drawn cart. Take your pick. Me? I like the horse story.